We know you love us, but the information on our podcast is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice of any kind. If you or anyone you know needs professional help, please seek mental health services. Welcome to the Date Podcast, the show for anyone navigating the dating and relationship world. We interview celebrities, talk pop news, discuss dating do's and don'ts, and debate relationship topics. We are available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe and review if you like what you hear. Check out our website, datepodcast.com, for more information. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, let's get on with the show.
Hey, it's Zorric.
Host of the Date Podcast. And we have another exciting show for you guys.
We do. Very exciting today.
And we have someone else in the room with us.
Who?
We have a guest.
And?
Her name is, I hope to say the last name correctly, but I think it's Pineda DeGraff.
That is correct.
Yes, I got it right the first time. Pineda DeGraff is here. So about Amanda, which I like, she told me this at the beginning, and I was like, I remember reading this, but it was really exciting for her to say it. She sells wine.
Oh, we love wine here.
I know. That's the only thing that I'm gonna remember for the rest of this is you sell wine.
That's why I showed up, because y'all said there'd be wine.
Yeah, and there's always wine. Zorric and Amanda are connected because they were both part.
She's part. I'm like just alumni or something like that.
The Dallas Comedy House?
Yeah.
Yes. What I also like that Amanda has a side project with ADHD when it comes to women, like working with women in ADHD. I think that I'm a mental health clinician.
Right.
And so a lot of times I think that as adults and as parents, we forget that our children grow up and can still have ADHD and what that's going to look like. And I also think that ADHD is becoming more accepted now. It's still really difficult, but we can both agree growing up, that was not the diagnosis that you were given. It was just you need to just get rid of your energy.
Especially in girls.
Right.
I'm sure you already know it's often missed in girls because
Yes.
the hyperactivity piece isn't as present. So the behavioral things in the classroom, because all little girls talk in class, right?
Right.
Does it mean they're, have ADHD or an issue?
Right.
Right. And as a little kid, you have more structure from your parents and all that kind of thing. Then you get into adulthood and maybe you don't have that, because I wasn't diagnosed until I was an adult.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. So I just thought that was cool. That's that's something that you're passionate about.
Very.
So.
Okay.
Just like the link.
Nice. And so what are we going to talk to her about?
We're going to continue our theme about summer.
Because it is summer.
Summer and dating.
Do you remember that song "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince?
Yes.
Summertime.
Oh, you're going to sing it for us.
I just remember that song. It's a great song. I love the flat top hair. No? You don't know Fresh Prince?
Did you ever have a flat top?
Amanda, do you know who Fresh Prince is?
I do.
I mean, come on. Everybody knows the Fresh Prince.
It's not coming back, so it's not.
You just crushed my dreams. Thanks a lot. Okay, so Emma, what's going on today?
Okay, you guys, summer is here, and every single summer we get blessed. We get blessed.
What? With what?
By a beautiful Netflix show called Queer Eye.
Oh,
good one.
We love that.
Oh, I love it, and I'm so excited. And it comes out July 19th. You guys, oh my gosh.
Who's your favorite character?
I have to pick just one?
Mm-hmm.
I can't.
F, marry, kill. Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
All 5.
No!
Pick one.
No!
Who would you fuck? Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
No?
Oh my gosh.
Mary?
No. All of them.
Oh my gosh. So indecisive. Come on now.
They're all beautiful in their own little beautiful, magical way. Oh my gosh, I love them. Tan fans, if you're out there listening to this, be my best friend.
Listen, man, do you watch this? Did you watch this show?
I have inconsistently. But I have been following, like, kind of when they rebooted it or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was excited for it to restart. Like, I want to be more committed.
Yeah, it's such a good show. I cry every single episode. Like, you know it's gonna happen, and you're still
Right.
like, I'm just so happy. And they all, like, a lot of the heroes so they call the people that, like, on the show, the heroes. A lot of the heroes, like, hang out, and they're all friends, and they've created this beautiful little community of just, like, love and amazingness. Oh my gosh, I just love them so much, you guys.
You know, I thought there was so much hype around it, but then when I really just watched the first episode, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's amazing, and it's like a feel-good story, like in every episode.
Always. And
Yeah.
I have heard other people say that they cry, like, every time. Like, I have to DVR because I'm going to cry, and I can't do it right now.
Yeah. No. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, when is
And
it starting?
July 19th.
Okay, cool.
So a month. And they were also just featured in Taylor Swift's music video, You Need to Calm Down. I haven't seen it yet, but I planned on it. Are you okay, Amanda?
I just love that connection. So I was trying not to choke on my wine.
Echo.
And they've been renewed for like 2 more seasons.
2 more seasons. That's great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that after those 2 seasons, like, they keep getting renewed.
Okay.
Like, you guys are just so beautiful and amazing.
I was trying to get Echo to play that song, but what is that song again? Ask her.
I don't know. Echo, can you play the Queer Eye theme song?
Echo, play the Queer Eyes theme song.
I can't find right.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Never
Okay,
mind.
go ahead.
All right.
Every time we try to bring her in,
let's
it's just,
move on
it's
to
just not
something
good.
kind of like comedic / not comedic.
Okay.
This is about The Bachelorette.
Oh yes.
Oh, do you know what I'm about to talk
we
about?
love the show. We as
I
an
know.
I don't know if you
You
watched.
just can't look away. Like, it's, you have
Oh,
to.
I can.
You just, it's so wrong.
Yeah.
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a great like show. Although, you know, at the end, sometimes you're like, you picked that person for what reason and why, and then they just end up like not staying together, right? It's just how it is on that show, right?
So apparently, in The Bachelorette, there's this guy named Jed Wyatt. I don't know who he is, but Jed apparently was in a relationship with this musician named Haley Stevens. And so they were in a relationship like before the show. She like had a interview with I forgot who. And like they met each other's like families. They went on vacation together. They were like, I love you. And then all of a sudden she says that he just left and like did not contact her. And next thing she knew, he was on
Oh
The
my gosh, that was
Bachelorette.
like the ultimate ghost right there.
That's the biggest ghost ever.
That like wins the ghost championship. I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And so what does she say? What else does she say? Anything else?
So she's like, I feel bad for Hannah, who was the girl on The Bachelorette, because I know what it's like to be betrayed, blah, blah, blah.
But hold on. So I wonder what his intentions are. Are they is he really going to find somebody? Or wants to find somebody?
intentions? I don't know.
Or does he want to be on TV?
Yeah, he wants his
an
15
actor?
minutes.
Yeah.
She does too, though, in all honesty, because she's a country singer.
Would you do it? Would you do it?
I told you that I would not do it.
If you were in a relationship, but then the Bachelor said, or Bachelorette said, Emma, we want you.
No.
You would say no?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Amanda, come on.
Okay, well, I'm slightly older than the contestants on that show. So I would definitely say no. I would definitely say no anyway because it's just so silly. Not to take you off topic, but have you ever seen that show Unreal?
No. Should we?
Shut up! You have oh my gosh! It's a television show. It's not a reality show, but it is based on the behind the scenes of a show like.
Oh, I know what you're
The
talking
Bachelor,
about.
Bachelorette.
It has, what's her, Appleby.
Yes,
Applegate.
Sherry Appleby and
Yeah.
what's her name? Zimmer. She's Constance
Zimmer.
Is that her name?
Uh-huh,
Yes.
uh-huh.
And I mean, it is a great show. Oh my gosh, you have to watch it.
Okay.
It is amazing, but it's the real like what really goes on behind. And it was, I believe,
Right.
the guy who like either wrote the screenplay or the produced it or whatever had been a producer on The Bachelor.
Oh.
Or the franchise. And so it's like like real life, you
They
know,
take the bits,
like ripped from the headlines kind of
experiences.
situation.
Right.
So, watch it for sure. And you
Wow.
will, definitely never want to be on The Bachelor.
Oh gosh, no, that's so scary.
Then I'm not gonna be on The Bachelor.
No, it's just so weird to like just put your whole life out there for everyone to like see and judge.
Well, I think it works out for some people, and for some people just fade away. You know.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You
Like
never know where you'll find love.
Yeah.
I mean, it can
Like,
happen.
the only bachelorette that I can name is Melissa, and I don't even know her last name, and that's only because she was on Dancing with the Stars.
And she's from Dallas.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why.
okay.
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
she's from Dallas, and she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
That's the only
Melissa
reason I know.
Rycroft.
There he
Boom.
goes. Yeah.
We love Jack Stone. He's been on The Bachelorette, right? Bachelorette. Yeah.
He was a suitor.
A suitor.
Or quarter or whatever.
A suitor. I'm your suitor. Go ahead, Emma. What else? What else?
The
on there?
last thing that I have is something that I'm really glad that is being revealed. So, the Imagine Dragons singer Dan Reynolds revealed that he's in marriage counseling with his wife. So, in January, last year they separated, and so in January they reconciled, and so he said that like when they got back together, it was still like really difficult for them to be in a relationship, and so they are in counseling to like figure out like what they need to do differently, like how can they make their relationship better and like tweak those little things that like need tweaking. So I love that so much.
Me too.
Just from
Yeah.
from what I do.
When you need help, you need help.
Exactly.
Right.
And a lot of times, like to me, like counseling and therapy is like your safe space to really like air out those grievances, and then be able to be like, these are my grievances, and like now like I need to do something different to like work on how to like cope with it or move on from it or whatever it is that they need. So
Yeah.
Famous people, I mean, I know we're like, oh, they're rich and famous and they get to it and they're rock
Right.
stars, but I mean, they have some stuff. I mean, they have
Yeah.
to deal with some stuff, and I can't even imagine trying to be in a relationship,
right.
when you're battling all of these other outside things and everybody in your business all the time and social media, all that stuff. Plus, you know what I mean? You're so in the spotlight 24/7.
Yeah, it's sort of like there's that extra layer that like people try to take your humanity away, but I think it just like adds on like more sensitivity,
Sure.
Like they're just a little bit more sensitive because of all the exposure that they have. Yeah.
Just recently I realized I need to get back into therapy.
Oh.
Yeah, this new job is stressing me out. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But are you?
No, I haven't found someone I liked yet. I'm very picky about the person that I want to see.
Because you're a therapist, of course.
Yeah.
I love therapy.
Yeah. Do you go, Amanda?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think I was going for like 10 years, and then my therapist retired, and like, okay, I didn't go.
That's
and then,
the worst.
Yeah, it's because it's hard because you've been talking to that same person for 10 years.
You
Right.
tell your story all over
Yeah.
again.
So I have been out of therapy for like 2 years, I think. Everything's ever since we started this thing. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I need to get back in just for like the stuff that's happened this past month.
Yeah.
So
Have you heard of the Flirt Academy, Amanda?
Okay, I know I was supposed to tell you about this. So no, I've been waiting with bated breath because you're like, tell me about this. And then y'all just wrote it down and like in the corner. So I'm waiting.
So Emma knows how to flirt. Can you?
I
can
know
you,
how
okay.
to flirt.
All right. So let's say you and I are in a
But
coffee
I
shop.
don't-
How would you flirt with me right now? So I'm just
So
standing there.
okay, so let me tell you what I did, and
Can you
Kim's
just
gonna
role play
laugh.
with me here?
No,
She's not playing along.
not with you.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead. Go
Kim
ahead.
made us do that actually
Okay.
yesterday. So Kim Seltzer, who we've had on the show before,
Mm-hmm.
who is like one of our favorite people because she's just so great and amazing.
So Kim Seltzer is a dating coach and
life coach,
stylist
stylist.
and life coach. And so she came here
Yep,
to do what?
the Flirt Academy.
The Flirt Academy. And
Right.
then, but what does that entail? Like, how do you?
So basically, she spends like 2.5 hours with you in a group, like with a group of women, and so as recording this, like the second one in Addison is happening. So she has another batch of a group of women that she's working with right now. And it's really about like teaching us how to
blow kisses. No?
Like be vulnerable in the sense of like we're putting ourselves out there with the possible fear, like because she says that how does she define flirting, because she does a good job about flirting, that it's like you're not supposed to be tied to the outcome, and so like how to let those notions go and how to let that like go so that you can like be vulnerable when it comes to like
It's like
flirting.
improv, right?
Yeah.
But it is, because
sure.
flirting with somebody at the bar, straight up improv, because you don't know what the hell they're going to do or say or, walk away.
And so it was interesting, like she did like a lot of like face things, and so like how to like she told me to like, so you make eye contact. So like if I'm talking to Amanda, I'll do this one with you, Zorric. So if I'm talking to Amanda and like we're chatting about something, and then I like see you at the corner of my eye, like I make contact, and then I go back to Amanda.
Do that again. So you're talking to Amanda. And then
I see you out of the corner of my eye. So, like, we make eye contact for a little bit. Gross. Gosh, why are you the way that you are? See, this is why I don't even want to do it, because...
Boys are stupid.
No, we're not.
This one is.
Come on.
But
and
we
then
love
she
them
says to
anyway.
basically, like, look back and, like, hold the stare for 3 seconds to let the guy know that you really are interested in him.
3 seconds.
And
That's a
then-
long-ass 3
Yeah.
seconds.
So, like, do it. Like,
Wait.
1,
Wait.
2,
Okay.
3, done.
Wait.
No, you weren't. That was. I'm not waiting for you to use your sound machine against me.
I had the perfect sound.
No.
Okay.
Oh, it's not right.
That's Emma for you. So 3 seconds, and then what happens?
And then the hope is that like the guy realizes that you are interested, and so hopefully like he comes out and talks to you. But
Do you
again,
smile or you frown?
No, you can't smile. So we were also talking about the RBF.
Resting bitch face.
RBF, and how like sometimes we don't intend to have RBF and it just happens.
Makes us look like we're aloof when we're really not. 'Cause we're just like thinking or something, but we look
Right.
like we're very non-approachable.
The other thing that she said, which is really funny, this is something that I really like to do, is I like to people watch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I people watch, like I'm sort of like staring, I guess, a little bit more than I should. And so she's like, that's not helpful.
So when
like,
you
don't do
stare,
that.
is it because you're like this? You know, sometimes when you stare at a sexy man, like, does this ever happen? Let's continue.
You're single, right?
No. Can you believe that? No.
Me or you?
He's not single.
I'm just playing.
I know. I can't believe it. It's just crazy.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I know.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Did she? So I read in a book, which I'll share later, but about like from a flirting perspective. So like if you're at a party or something and you talk to a gentleman or a lady, but even though if you're like, oh, I'm really like digging them and they're really interesting or whatever, and you have the nice eye contact going, but then you excuse yourself, even if you don't really have anywhere to go, just be like, well, it was really great talking to you. I hope to see you again, and go and find your friends or go to the bathroom or do whatever you want to do to leave that lingering want from that person.
Oh.
So you flirted, you maybe did a little, so good to meet you.
Like
Little
a
arm
shoulder
pat.
touch?
Yes, little arm pat or something. But then you're like, it was so nice talking to you. I need to go find, Susan, and I hope to see you again. It leaves them wanting for more. And then the true test if the flirt was successful is that they will likely, if it was, seek you out again wherever you go.
Awesome.
So yes, you're charming and lovely. And
I
then
think
you walk away.
I think you should like walk by him and just drop your handkerchief or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I declare. Thank you.
Oh, my word. Oh,
What
my
else?
word.
What else did she
So
teach
the
you?
other thing that she is doing is that she's doing this 14-day flirt and femininity challenge. And so
14 days.
14 days. So
Uh-huh.
I already signed up.
Oh, what?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
It hasn't started yet. So if people are interested, go to her website, which is seltzercell.com, and we'll have it in the bio or information part of the
But what is
profile.
it though?
But so what it is she gives you daily challenges. and little mini trainings, up like for you to like get out of your comfort zone when it comes to like flirting and like just getting out there.
So, for example, what's a challenge?
I don't know. She hasn't sent them out yet. Okay. Zorric.
Could it be stare at somebody for 3 seconds?
Yes, Zorric. It could be staring at somebody for 3 seconds.
I'm just saying.
You're starting to annoy me right now.
Story of my life. Okay. What else?
I think maybe we should just have Kim explain because you won't be mean to her.
Okay, fine. I won't be mean to her. Okay.
See? I knew it. I knew you wouldn't be mean to Kim.
Okay,
but Emma's
fine.
like,
Okay.
fair game.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Amanda now.
Okay.
I know, I'm just the innocent victim over here. I'm just like, just give me some wine, it's fine.
Yeah, but we'll have all the information. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Was Howie there?
Yeah,
Brian?
Brian was there.
Cool.
But you know, at the end of the day, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, just from a broad perspective,
Yeah.
is, I mean, there's not a person out there that wants to be rejected, right? So if you
Right.
flirt with somebody and they go, oh, yeah, whatever. But truly, if you just really simplify it, at the end of the day, all they can say is, no, thank you, right?
Right.
I mean, yes, somebody could be a total jerk and be like, oh my God, or whatever. But, I mean, no one died. And it was a split second of your life. You put it out there. You know what I mean? But we're all fearful of that feeling.
Right.
But really, it's like a moment in time. If it doesn't go well, but if it does go well,
Right.
Who
And
knows?
again, and that's the whole point is like not to be attached to like what the outcome's going to be because like either way. And so it was funny because there was like 3 other like mental health clinicians there. And so like our big thing is like our job is to analyze. Like our job is to like try to like figure out like what you're thinking so that we can help you process in a certain way. So it's really hard to sometimes like turn that off. And so Kim was like, no, you guys like have to talk more. Like, you can't just let them talk. You can't just like, this is not a therapeutic session.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop it.
So
we were
what-
like, okay.
What was the role play you did?
I had a hit on Brian.
Oh, did you really? What was your opening line?
I boobed grazed his elbow.
the classic boob graze.
Did it work?
Yep. And I was
that's
like,
funny.
did I do it on purpose? Did I do it on accident? If you're single, I totally did it on purpose if I find you attractive. If you're like in a relationship and I don't find you attractive, it was a total accident.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
What did Brian say?
Brian, of course, enjoyed it.
Does any guy really turn down like, you know, a good boob graze? I mean,
No.
come on.
I don't think so.
No, that is against the
Even if
man
you're
rule.
like a butt man, you don't turn down the boob. graze.
Right. I mean, it's still, a boob touched my arm. A boob touched my arm.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, right?
It's just, it doesn't matter. It was a boob and it touched your arm.
It was
And you didn't have to
great.
like do any work for it. Like, that's I don't know any man, straight man alive.
And so it was funny because like
Otherwise.
I was the only one that got to hit on Brian, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So, yeah,
Okay.
they only had time for me to do it.
But did you have a good time? Was it
Yes,
worth?
it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
it was a good time. So, and she's like doing it around the U.S. I definitely recommend it if she comes to your city for you guys to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
nice.
fun.
I like that because I feel like the men are the ones that have to go talk to the women at the bars, and you know, I'd like to sit back and wait for someone to boob graze me.
You almost made Amanda spill her wine again.
Again. Not really.
Okay, so let's talk to Amanda. So
Yes.
Amanda, where are you from?
I was born here, but I grew up in East Texas.
Ooh,
did.
which part of East Texas?
Athens, Texas.
Athens, Texas. Okay. So what brings you here to Dallas?
I after college, I was in San Antonio briefly, too long, briefly, and then I just friends had come to Dallas after school, got a job, and I've been here ever since. Kind of made the full circle, born here and ended up here after.
Oh, okay. So any serious boyfriends in like Athens?
Ever? Oh, I had a high school boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh yes, there wasn't much to do in Athens, Texas, but like hayfield parties and whatever. Yep, I had a high school boyfriend from the end of my sophomore year until I went to Texas A&M, and I was at school about a week.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't even been to a class yet, and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to see other people, bro."
Ooh.
Why was that? Because if there was more options?
Well, Well, the ratio at Texas A&M at that time was 4-1 men to women.
Oh, that's a good ratio.
No, he was a great guy, and actually, that's a story for another time. But fast forward to now, my high school boyfriend is married to a good friend of mine now that I met through work, like so unrelated.
Oh.
So my now ex-husband and my first boyfriend have like been at a party together. Yeah, that's my word. It's very small.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was just, you're in different places in life. I went off to school and he was kind of staying in the area and, just maturing. And
So since the odds were in your favor in A&M, did you date or, I mean,
I did.
obviously.
I was really good at it.
Yeah?
Too. Yeah, I did. And I couldn't really figure out exactly how I went out with so many people. Went out might be a strong word for some of those, but let's just call it like it is. Because I had a kind of a serious college boyfriend too. I'm like, how did I do that? Because I was with him for like a while. But yeah, I mean,
Was it like the whole time, or just like you went with him and you guys broke up?
I met my like primary. I had a couple of boyfriends, but like my main boyfriend, I got 2.5-ish years of college, so consistently, yeah.
Oh, okay. So what made you break up with him? Because obviously you're not with him, right, anymore.
Oh no. I mean, I know people can find love in college and all that, but I mean, I was an idiot. I mean, until I was like 35, and I got married when I was 34. So
well, what do you mean by idiot? Like in dating?
I mean, you don't know what you want, what you want to do in your life, and you're just. I mean, you're emotionally maturing, and I just in hindsight, and he and I broke up because honestly, my heart was somewhere else.
Oh.
Had a very good friend. We had dated, but had always been really good friends. It was kind of one of those things that people were like, oh, y'all are going to end up together, kind of things. And we did. And oh God, I hope he never hears this. We're actually friends now.
Yeah.
But we were both like graduating, and I was working in College Station for the summer. And it was like, I had a job in Dallas or a job in San Antonio. And he's like, take the job in San Antonio, like, let's be together in like the real world. Because I thought that was pretty smart, right? Because in college, everybody has the same goal, right? In the real world, your lives go totally crazy. So I took the job in San Antonio, and he broke up with me 2 weeks after I moved to San Antonio.
What?
Yep. I was too much of an obligation.
Oh.
And I will never forget that as long as I live.
But yet he asked you to move down there with him.
We were not planning to break up, even if I didn't.
Right.
But that's where he was, and he was like, he encouraged it, but that hits where he was from, and I wasn't. But I was not. I was busy with a new job. I actually changed job, took some classes because I was bored with my job. I mean, I dated, I did everything. I just didn't like San Antonio, so that's how I ended up back in Dallas. And my dad was here, so it was like, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, you seem pretty busy, like a busy person. Like you're always on the go.
I'm better if I'm busy. We'll go back to the ADHD people are better when they're busy, right? But looking back on it, I was like, if he and I had gotten married out of college, one of us would be in jail because the other one would be dead. I mean, seriously, like we were not going to be compatible for the long haul. I mean, I thought he was a wonderful, like there was always just a very special connection even as a friend. And today we're very good friends actually. And he went and got married and, had kids and stuff. So, but yeah, it was, I was a good dater in college. I was pretty good at it.
Yeah. So how did you meet people in college back then?
Well, back in the check wagon
just-
days.
just-
It's okay. You
Which
can
is
say it.
technically like what we need to be doing now.
It is.
You
But
know?
Well, but I mean, in college, I went to a giant school, right?
Yeah.
Which it never felt giant. Like I grew up in a small town, but A&M didn't feel huge to me. It was I'd walk across campus and see 10 people I knew every day, right? It never felt that way. But I mean, it was the typical, like somebody you're in class with. So like somebody you have in common, right? You're in a class with them, especially the older you got, right? Because you're in classes that you like. So it's something that you're both interested in. Like I majored in communications, right? So whatever. But of course, in the bars and just the usual ways when you're a college kid and you're always on the go. Or a friend introduces you still. Like, oh, am I too far away? Testing.
there you go.
Sorry. The usual more organic ways.
Yeah, and that's how, again, Emma, like you said, I think people should meet more like that. But it's like it's hard as you get older because like you now are more conscious about yourself, and like in college you don't care. You'll talk to anybody, right? Guys would, and women too, right?
So that's one of the things that like Kim said last night. I'm just like, that's just like triggering things that she said is to like think about it like being on vacation mode. You know, like when you're on vacation, you just tend to talk to people a lot more for whatever reason. Because you're on vacation, you're a lot more relaxed. There's, you know, you don't care because you're probably like, I'm never going to see these people again. And so she's like, use that mentality when you go out. Like be on vacation mode when you go to like the bar or the club or whatever it is that you're like going. And
We call that a
meeting people.
vacation boyfriend. You know?
So you said you were in communication. So what kind of line is that? What kind
I know people are like, I don't know what that means. My own boyfriend is like, what do you do for a living? I don't really even know. So I've had my own consulting business for about 9 years. And when you first go into business for yourself, you're like, I can do all these things. So I'll say yes, because I know how to do all these like varying amount of things. And then you're like, oh, I don't really want to do all those things. So you drill it down to maybe, these things. So what I do, so my degree is communications, but I managed corporate events for a long time. I used to work for a bank before that. And in those roles, in hindsight, I'm like, man, I should have made more money because I was managing the event themselves and the logistical side of it, but I also developed the content too.
Oh.
And I was like, man, I was totally shortchanging myself, dumb. But now I'm a little more content focused. Like I can do all of it, and it helps that I have the understanding of what's going to happen. So I may write a script, and it may be just like the flow of the show, producing the show, or it may actually write. From welcome to good night, I might actually write the speeches themselves, or parts of the speeches, or it may just be a technical script piece of it.
Do you write long text messages?
Sometimes I do. I'm really working on it because it's so funny because I'm a bullet point emailer.
Oh, you are.
It's like I'm.
Is this a joke? I'm not getting.
No.
Okay.
Because he's like, because you write. No. Because I am very. And like I'm all about the subject line of an email, like I change subject lines so you know exactly what you're getting, that kind of thing.
I love that because that's exactly what I try to do
bet
too.
Amanda is so precise in her bubbling too.
I was pretty good at it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. It made me mad because like late in the game I saw, like the ads come up and stuff. And it said like, do you need help with your profile or whatever? Like, damn it, that was my idea.
You can still do it.
Oh no, I have.
Oh.
And what's funny is I've helped like some girlfriends and stuff, but the people that I've helped, not because I'm like any kind of expert, except, you get you get bogged down in your own stuff, right? You can't see the forest for the trees and your own process. Because I do a lot of that kind of writing too, process communications and like flow, like business flow kind of things. But it's my guy friends that are like, Amanda, can you make sure I don't sound like a douche? And I even have, oh gosh, and he might hear this too because I told him I was doing this
Just
today.
don't say his name.
I won't say his name, but he'd be like, I can't believe you're talking about me.
Well, we didn't say your name.
No, I won't say his name. But he and I, again, we dated like 16 years ago, like forever ago. And we've maintained a friendship over the years. I'm actually proofreading a book right now that he and his business partner have written. But I know he's not, like, he's a good guy, right? He's not, and he's like, would you please just make sure I don't sound like a douche? And so I'm like, okay, put this picture here. Nope, that one shouldn't be first. This is not good, no. And he's like, well, can I say that? Like, I'm trying to remember the joke. And I was like, I know you, so I know that that's sarcasm and that, like, you're being funny or whatever. But this random girl that is like, oh, no, he's cute, and he has a job. That's cool. And he's a single dad. Like, I'm a single mom. Like, that might work well because we have crazy schedules, And then they read that and they're like, okay, is he being funny or is he not? Like, I'm just saying, like, be you, but remember your audience has no idea when they're just reading, like, your text tone. Like, they have no idea. So try not to sound like, no, you cannot make that joke. And ironically, this friend commented on something, just like a random like Facebook post, like unrelated. And a girl I know private messaged me, screenshot, do you know this guy? And I'm like, well, yeah, we're Facebook friends, so obviously I know him. She's like, oh my God, he messaged me and he asked me this question or whatever. And I know him, right? So I'm like, okay, it was totally, like, I totally
what was the question? Was it raunchy?
Can I say, it wasn't raunchy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get too off topic, but sometimes if girls do not, or boys, either one, only post pictures from like the neck up, somebody might ask you for some more pictures, right? And I'm the first one to say, look, everybody likes what they like.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make you a bad person because you like short people or tall people or curvy people or whatever, right? It doesn't make you, doesn't make a guy shallow that he likes what he likes, whatever. So she was all bent out of shape because he had asked for, hey, do you have any more pictures? She's a really pretty girl, but apparently all her pictures were like, neck up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's
and
not
so
good.
she was like, well, you can just meet me in person and you can see for yourself or something like that. But again, it's like, well, what's your deal? Like, it could just be you. Like, I just want you to be you.
Mm-hmm.
And he jokingly said, I mean, they don't have to be nudes. And he really, like, again, I know him and his sarcasm and he's very witty. And he did not mean, like, that's not what he was asking
like,
for.
offensive.
No.
Right.
But I was like, but she's like, oh my God. And he was like, they don't have to be nudes. He wanted me to sit. And I'm like, no, that's not what he was asking you. But she was not going to have it. And I messaged him like, dude, are you asking girls to send nudes? And he's like, no way. I was like, dude. So he tells me his version. I'm like, okay, I believe it. I go, you need to block this girl on social media, please, so she doesn't ever see you comment on my page. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so then he was like, you help me not sound like a douche. I was like, yes. Because he's a good guy. He really is a good guy.
I mean, that's something that we've said before. It's like you have to have a full body picture. Like you have to have a full body picture.
Yeah, you do. And then smile, please. Smile.
Yep.
I got to see your teeth, and I need to see your eyeballs. What's going on with all the sunglasses?
I have no idea. It's summertime.
I need to see your eyeballs.
I need to look you in the eye and know, like, that you're not. I'm sorry, I just moved away from the mic.
Okay.
Sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why are all your? And I've noticed that. I'm like, wait, why do I have sunglasses on this picture? Because it's summer or whatever.
It's summer and like the sun's in our eyes, so we're like, yay, protection, and because you don't want to like be squinty.
But if
like,
somebody
the sun's in my eye.
refuses, come on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm like, oh, but I just need to see your eyeballs and that you're not a serial killer.
For sure.
And teeth. I'm big on teeth.
Yeah,
Sorry.
eyes and teeth, please. So coming to Dallas, you were dating. How was that?
Oh, gosh, it was my initial dating round. I had a pretty big heartbreak. Okay, I moved to be with you in the real world, and then you broke up with me 2 weeks later, and then I dated, and I dated, and I did the things, and eventually I did go to therapy to deal with all like work stuff, all that stuff. But I didn't make the best dating decisions early on. I think I didn't. I had a couple of relationships along the way.
But how did you meet people here in Dallas?
But same
New
thing.
City.
But I had friends here. And I mean, again,
okay.
I went to A&M, right? So I had friends. I ended up like living with some friends from school, and of course still had friends in town, and there was, alumni stuff, and we'd go out together, again, meeting through friends. I didn't always make the best dating decisions back then.
What does that mean? Can you please be more specific?
I honestly think it is, really, I say that, I think it just comes down to how much you value yourself, honestly. Like, how you let yourself be treated. It's like, that, oh gosh, is anybody ever going to like me or whatever, especially if you've been rejected and really had your heart broken. Maybe just a little, I don't want to say reckless because I didn't do anything like horribly dangerous, but like reckless with your heart, I guess, a little bit. Because I got married later. I was in my 30s when I got married, and I wasn't looking. I was never like, oh, I've got to get married or I'm a loser when I got married. But it was, again, it was before apps and...
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
But you met through friends,
Sure,
right?
friends, going out through, I'm trying to think of like decent relationships I had. They just did happen. I went to school with one of them, I kind of had a crush on you in school, and like you reconnect in town, so there's, again, depending on where you,
So
there's obviously going to be a lot of Aggies in Dallas.
Yeah. So were you ever on any apps?
Ever? Back then? Or now?
Now, yeah.
Well, back then there weren't apps like on your phone, but there was still like a Match online. Yeah. So I did Match, and then I had done eHarmony, and that was like intense. Like you had to freaking send in a blood sample back then.
DNA. So, but did you find better matches there? Because you pay more.
I did. I did date somebody from eHarmony for several months, who I actually recently ran into in the lobby of my therapist's
Oh my
office.
gosh.
Oh.
Like it's full circle for you.
My world is this big.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hi.
Oh
I
my
haven't seen you in 16 years. This is awesome. Yeah, that's how small my world is. But yeah, and it's kind of funny because like before blogging was really a thing, I thought the match thing was fascinating. And I tend to nickname people that I go out with. And so I would nickname them bachelors. And then I would like send my friends an update like after a date. And then I'm like, damn it, why didn't I think of that? Like later when like it became a thing. And I met my ex-husband at work. So then I was married.
Wait a second.
I know. What?
What? Does that work now?
Well, it doesn't now because I work out of my house.
Yeah.
But I worked my role in my company is I kind of not knew everybody, but I touched kind of every group. And we met at a sales meeting, like across a crowded room, not even totally cliche.
Oh my gosh, eyes locked.
It was like, when did we get a cute guy? I worked for a bank. I thought this would be target rich at the time, especially like the ratio again. And everybody was like really short or married. It was really strange. And then here was this guy. I'm like, when did we get a cute guy?
Did you do the side boob thing?
It's not side boob. Boob graze. Totally different things, right?
Side boobs when you show like your actual side boob in your
You can't have side boob at a bank sales meeting.
No.
They
That'd be
frown
an
on
awesome
that.
bank, though. But anyways, go
Oh my
ahead.
gosh.
That would have been amazing.
I think that's the
immediately
kind
gotten
of
fired.
bank that Zorric would like to work at.
Yeah.
Side
I would
boob
have gotten
bank.
fired immediately. Like, this was business suits and pantyhose situation.
Wow.
But I was responsible for the meeting
Uh-huh.
and the content, and he was in a sales role, as many bankers are, and we met in the reception, and the little wine's flowing. I'd been up editing video really late, so I was a little delirious. And he introduced himself to me, and he was wearing 2 name tags.
Oh, jeez.
He has 2 first names.
He had on somebody else's name tag as with his, and he was I like the funny guy. I like the witty guy. And he was cute, and he was witty, and he was funny. We went from that meeting and had a drink after the meeting. And then the next day I had to go to Houston, which I was paying for all those drinks the next day for work. And then that was it.
That's what everyone loves. Like the funny guy, the witty guy. Because on every profile you see, I'm looking for someone who loves to travel, someone who can make me laugh, all that. Those are the 2 major things, right? Amanda, is that what you're looking for?
I mean, we want
I think those are the 2 cliche. I
Yeah.
think those are the 2 like go-tos that we have as women.
Right?
Like
we all
those
want
are just the
honesty.
go-tos.
We all want respect. I mean, I think those are just kind of given relationship basic expectations, is that you want somebody that's honest and that somebody that respects you, right? So you're like, you know what? I like to joke and have fun and do things, right? So if you don't have to have the same sense of humor. And he and I didn't necessarily have the same sense of humor. Like, yes, we could joke and, whatever together, but like what show he thought was funny all the time and what show I thought, sometimes we agreed, sometimes we didn't. So it didn't have to be matchy about it.
No, I think that's boring.
But that you can laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
And that you can laugh together, and you want to make the other person, I don't want to say like in a forceful way, but you want to make them laugh. You want to make them smile, right? So I mean, and I know if I went with somebody that I'm like, oh, they didn't make me laugh one time on this whole date, I'm like, ugh, DeGraff is out. Like, no, that's me. Again, I think those basic expectations of honesty and respect, and like those should just be understood. Like, you don't have to check those boxes if you have
Right.
to choose 5 things.
Yeah.
Because that's what anybody would want in a true relationship. But yeah, I would say, what did you say the other thing, Emma? Being witty, funny. What was the other thing you said?
Travel.
Zorric said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
I like to travel, and I like to fish, apparently, because I'm holding this big fish in my profile picture. Even though I've never been fishing in my life. A lot of my guy friends make fun of the bike.
No, I
It's
make
with
fun
the
of it
girls
too.
with the big fish picture. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing about the men, though.
Right. I'm outdoorsy. Look at me with this fish.
I am not, but I want to think that I can be.
Yeah. So, Amanda, how did you know he was like the one, or the one that you wanted to marry?
You know what? Again, I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Like actively. I just wasn't that person. I had been dating somebody prior to that. And I was like, maybe, I wanted to be married and have family and have kids. And my mom is like mother incarnate. My sister has 2 kids, and I'm really close to my nephews. Like, I wanted those things. But when you're not looking is kind of when they the collective they say you stumble across somebody.
But what made that decision? Then?
I don't know.
Even
It was just a gut feeling. Apparently,
Uh-huh.
it was wrong because I was married for 10 years and got a divorce. But I just knew. I don't even know, and I don't even know how to explain it exactly. I just kind of, my gut said, I'm probably going to marry this dude. I don't know. It's a weird, and I wasn't that girl. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm in love in 5 minutes. Like I wasn't that girl. I was pretty cautious about that.
Yeah.
Because there's a big difference between infatuation right out of the gate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Emma knows as a mental health professional that, those first 3 or 4 months is all,
Yeah.
whatever. And then the real intimacy and connection, you start to see that real person, and then like the 6-month mark is like, okay, we're either going to go forward or it's going to start declining. And it's so funny. I look back, I'm like, yep, dated him 6 months. Yep, dated him 6 months. Like that's when it was like, this is pivotal. And we were past that and we were
Still going strong.
yeah, and happy.
I remember some research that I read in undergrad, and it said that, I think it's like 2 to 3 months where you're just like in the infatuation stage where you can't see anything wrong with the person. You just have the rose-colored glasses, and everything that they do is just perfect and amazing, and you can't believe that they're in your life and that they chose you. And then the infatuation passes, and you're like, why am I still with this person? And that's where like the work begins. And so that's really where like the relationship either makes it or breaks it.
Everybody wants to make a good first impression, right? On a first date, of course, we all want to look our best and our hair looks great and we got our spray tan working, whatever. But I mean, not that you want to go looking like a hag, but you want to be true to yourself. Also, I try to be as genuine as I can because I'm not being fake, but I'm a real person. You're a real person. You're a real person. And then you can kind of, I don't want to waste 3 months of anybody's life. We learn everything from every dating situation. So I shouldn't say it's a waste, but, I had over a year ago, I had dated a guy about that 3 or 4 month mark. Very, very nice. He was a workaholic, owned his own business and had a little trouble delegating, but that's his thing. But very, very kind and complimentary and like spoke my love languages. And,
What are your love languages?
I think we all kind of have more than one, and I think it's more
3.
like what you give, and then what you're good at giving, and then what you want back. And I have learned that I'm definitely quality time, and I appreciation and I'm a hugger, kisser.
Like words of affirmation?
Yeah.
And physical touch.
Physical touch.
Yeah, not necessarily so much yes, but it's more about like being appreciated because I wasn't for a long time.
Yeah.
But anyway, all things good guy, whatever. He's at my house. I make dinner, and my kitchen's kind of U-shaped, and he kind of comes up behind me, wants to refill his drink. I'm like, oh, I can get that for you. He was like, I got it.
Whoa.
And I was like, and he's real soft-spoken, and just really, I was like, whoa, what was that? He's like, I could do it myself. You're being annoying, and like yells at me.
This is your ex-husband.
This was just a guy that I dated. Like, but after that, like that 3-4 month, like we were right on, and I was like, whoa. I was like, no, sir. You are not going to talk to me like that, and especially not in my house. I was like, what the actual, what? I just kind of left the room. I left the room. I was like, because I didn't want to spout something off I was going to regret. I came back in the room, and he's like gathering up his stuff. And now he tells me, he's like, I have a bad temper, and that's just kind of who I am. And, my grandmother's the same way. And I just, it was so bizarre because I offered to refill your drink for you, and I was being annoying, and you raised your voice to me. I was like, it wasn't just it was temper. He goes, I have a bad temper. I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, that's a huge word.
And he was like, I'm just going to leave now before, I say something that I shouldn't and whatever. We literally talked one more time after that. That was it. Because I was like, nope.
Did you have a gut feeling when you first met him?
No, not at all.
No?
I didn't.
Not like your ex-husband?
No. Oh, gosh, no. He was just, everybody, especially if you've been married and divorced or even any long relationship with a breakup. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are or anything that broke your heart. You're kind of feeling him out. And, his busy schedule was okay because I'm busy and I didn't need somebody all in my everything 24/7. but I didn't see, you know what? I just lied to you. I didn't see that exactly, like over something like I'm being kind and offering to refill your beverage. I mean, we're not even like dating and you've refilled my beverage like twice. I mean, that's a nice thing to do, right? But where his like a little bit of impatient came in, like every once in a while, like kind of seemed to kind of out of nowhere. So I was kind of aware, like that was kind of strange, but he also works really hard, like crazy hours. And, you know, everybody has a bad day and everybody deserves the benefit of the doubt, right? Until they don't. And that was like, nope.
Yeah.
He got it for like being short here and short there, you know, because a long day and this happened. Because I have bad days and I can be a B if I've had enough of a bad day. But that raising your voice to me and having a temper to me in my house when I just made you dinner, when I offered to refill your drink is like, no, I'm way past the age where I'm not going to train you. Like I'm not like, nope. And it wasn't going to be a good fit. And that was totally fine. I was upset about it for about 8 hours. And I liked him a lot. But I was like, nope, it's just not a good fit. Like, if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. It's not about me. That's his issue. And that's one of those things you have to accept. Is like, it's not me. I wasn't like a bad girlfriend or whatever. It was like, I have a bad temper.
Yeah, but if he's already displaying
I
those...
wish I could see like Amanda's mannerisms. They're like...
This should be a webcast because my hands are everywhere.
Like, I know, like... Who moves your hands more, Amanda or Emma?
It's
Emma and I are going to start high-fiving.
It is a tie right now.
I am a hand talker.
Never met anyone else that like moves their hands as much as I do.
I'm really trying not to, and I can't.
No, I love it. I love it.
And I hit my mic like 6 times. I'm like, sorry. Boom.
So you're dating right now, right? Or dating somebody.
I am.
So how did you meet this beau of yours?
We did meet on the Bumble.
The Bumble.
We did. You know, people are like, oh, how'd you meet? And people go, oh, I met on Bumble.
That's what people say sometimes.
But, well, because you feel like, oh, well, especially people who don't really, I don't know. There's certainly people who think like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do a dating app. And I'm like, so how's dating going for you? When was the last time you went on a date? 2 years ago? Okay. I'm just saying. I work from home. Sometimes I'm in with clients. Sometimes I'm not. I cannot see a human for days, right? Except like at the gym or something. I'm just saying, if you're going to meet people in this day and age, and I'm older, I'm not going to go hang out in a bar, you know, necessarily to go meet guys. You know, it's like, okay, well, but I have this interest, so I'm in this club. So am I going to meet him at, you know, DCH? I mean, maybe, you know, you just don't know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I got into that after the fact, but we did. I touched a couple of other apps, right? Because people are like, oh, we'll try this one or try that one. I wasn't looking.
Tinder?
I wasn't looking necessarily to get married, but I wasn't looking for just getting pummeled by idiots. Literally for like 12 seconds. Yeah. Like Tinder, I was like, okay, this is I can't. We're going back to ADHD, Emma. I was like, I can't. Delete. I didn't do like Match Again or what. I mean, I just didn't. But Bumble, I liked Bumble because the girl controls the initiation. So you're not just getting random pings or pokes or dings or dongs or whatever the hell the other apps do. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, we swiped. Okay, fine. That's great. I didn't have this need to have like this roster of people. I'm like, I don't have that time or attention or whatever. So I like that you could control it, that the girl controlled it a little bit. And I found that even guys that I met that, like we didn't, like have a romantic connection necessarily or whatever. But we, you know, I still had a nice conversation or, you know, we're kind of friends or whatever, that they too were like, well, you know, it seemed like the girls were just a little bit more invested on a Bumble versus like a Tinder or I don't even know what Hinge
Coffee
is.
Meets Bagel.
Hinge.
What the hell's Hinge? I don't even know.
It's like the newest, hottest one.
But I've heard a lot of Hingers like have really like connected in relationships. But what's the difference? Like the platform?
Yeah.
Hinge is different in the sense that you get a little bit like, so your profile isn't like uniformed like it is in Bumble and Tinder. You know, like it's pictures and then the writing. It's a mixture of like pictures and writing as you scroll. And then whatever catches your fancy, you get to like and then possibly like comment on it or like ask a question about.
I'm overstimulated already. See, I couldn't. I'll be like, I'm out. That's too much. I can read, look at pictures, read a thing. I'm like, okay. So my rules were, I learned, if you cannot take the time and or form a sentence or bullet point or something
Grammar.
about yourself. No, just about yourself.
Okay.
Nope, I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah, that's true.
You at least have to. I mean, if you're that mean you're not really invested in what's going on there. Again, I wasn't necessarily out of the gate looking for a husband.
Yeah.
At all, and I'm still not actually. But I'm like, come on, if you can't even take the time to write a sentence, just because you're like, oh, you're cute. Like, what does that even like? I don't know. I'm
Like,
a
thanks,
communications
give me
person.
more.
Yeah, they're not trying.
I need to know something about you. And now, actually, Bumble's expanded. Oh, bless. It's a little bit annoying. Like, do you need a conversation starter? And I'm like, if you can't come up with your own, something.
Yeah.
And it was funny because you'll see guys say, like, please start more than just like, hey. Because that's also shows the girl's lazy. They're like, hey. And I have said, I'd be like, hey, match is going to expire. I'm traveling and I'm interested in talking to you, but I didn't want it to expire. So I just wanted to go ahead and initiate something. I'll be in touch soon if you're interested. Like, I will just say, like, I'm very transparent. Like, I'm not just going to go, hey, what's up? But I'm like, hey, I'm going to be traveling, but I didn't want it to expire. I hope you're having a good day.
So I don't know if I want to say her name because I haven't asked her for permission about this one yet. But one of our friends who's been a guest on the show showed me her newest like opening line on Bumble.
What is it?
Oh,
and it's literally, this is my opening line, and then it's a bunch of dashes.
That's it.
but the right person, like that she thinks that's funny, that thinks
That is
that's
kinda funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I like, it took me a while to like get it, and then I was like, oh, this is great.
I paid like, and it's all kind of depends on like where you are in your own, dating journey. Like, well, he seems smart, or he seems fun, or he seems like relationship, whatever. Like what you pull out of a profile, right? And now there's like even questions like, what will your first grade teacher say about you, right? Like in Bumble, like there's some of those questions.
I was her favorite.
Yeah.
My handwriting, I did answer that one. But when I read my now boyfriend's profile, I was like, okay, this guy is either incredibly interesting and fun or totally crazy.
And you took a chance.
I did. I look at his pictures and I'm like, okay, looks normal. Like, what's going on there? I want to know what's going on there. Like he's at something and there's like other people in the picture. You're like, okay, I want to know what's going on there. And I did. You had a few too many emojis, but that's fine.
I feel like emojis are a millennial and like lower generation thing.
It wasn't like a line of them. Like, I like pizza and drinks. It was just like in between.
Yeah.
But he did say, he's like, the line out of it that I took that was like, he's cute and I like that. He said, I just want to be a good person every day. I just want to be the best person I can be every day.
There you go.
Okay, well, maybe he was an idiot and maybe he like found himself. I mean, I don't know. I was intrigued to find out what did that really mean, right? I want to be a good person. And he said he was an old soul with a young heart because he's younger than me. Yay, me, what? And we met and I was like, I kind of pulled up at the curb and he pulled up kind of the same time as me, but like had to walk past me. And he knows I'm doing this, so he's going to be like, oh my God. And I was like, what the actual fuck is this dude wearing right now?
Describe it, please.
Oh, I don't even, I can't, I need to show you a picture. I should have showed y'all a picture before we started. But I was like, well, but I'm like, in this picture that I was like, what's he doing? Like, what's this fun picture? So I was like, okay, I'm going to find out. And it was a very quirky kind of first date. And
What was the first date?
we just had drinks. Oh, I don't do like dinner or anything long.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm all about the screener date. You only have to do that once where you're like, do like the little pre-screen, like enough to know. But it went longer, right? Like it was just to have drinks, but we had a nice time. We were having a good time. But when I met him And found out he's very artistic, but he also has a very corporate-y job too, but he's really artistic too. So he's very right, left brained. I was kind of fascinated. Like,
right. Because those
it's
are
kind
like
of an enigma.
unicorns. Yeah.
Right. But he told me,
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Again.
he's so gonna kill me. Sorry, honey. Like kind of like later in the date, if you know him, like my friends now like totally laugh because now they know him. He's like, I like your face.
Oh, what?
I do. It's like, I like your face. Like he's confirming, like I thought you were cute. And I did it. I like your face. I'm like, okay. I like your face too. Like, what's happening right now? And now again, knowing him, like fast forward, you're like, okay, that's just totally just, he's very honest. He tells you what he thinks. But when I met him, like, he'll be fun. I told you we exchanged before. I'm like, he'll be fun. I don't
I
see
like
this.
I'm not going to say his name, but like it's fun and then his name.
We'll just call him Bob.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
Fun
saying.
Bob. Fun Bobby from
Bob.
Friends.
Fun
There
Bobby.
we go. Fun
Oh,
Bobby.
But I told you, I tend to nickname. Like if you look at my phone, like nicknames before, I can say names of people that like are from past, right?
Yeah,
that aren't significant
it's
to me.
totally up to you.
All right, so
yeah.
these people would never hear this. So I dated a guy named Steve, who I did like very much. It was kind of a long distance thing. Kind of ran its course, no big deal. And then like later, I ended up going with a guy that kind of looks like him.
Oh.
And my friends are like, okay, you have a type. I'm like, no, not really. They just happen to kind of look like. So I called him. Honestly, I don't even remember what his real name is, but I just called him Taller Steve. Like in my phone, he was Taller Steve. Truly, like I nickname, but I still have him as Fun Bob. To this, I tried to change it to like just his name, and I couldn't do it. Like I didn't like it coming up that way.
You can change it to his real name and then make it a nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why did it still come up that way?
And it will, if you do the nickname, it will come up that way.
Oh, and he loves that he has a nickname. And it's funny because he nicknames people.
Oh.
Like his friends, I'm like, okay, what's her real name?
What's his nickname for you?
Oh, there's a few. Well,
What's your favorite one?
I was initially in his phone as Amanda Baby, all one word. Like Amanda Baby, like all one word. Not really nicknames, just his own terms of endearment, I guess. Not really. It's all very genuine. Does that make sense? Like it's not like ooey gooey. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You kind of have to know him because you're like, that doesn't really make any sense. I don't like call him Fun Bob, like to his
Face.
like when I go, hey, Fun Bob, are you coming to get me? I'm like, I don't call him that, but he loves it. It's in my phone that way. And that my friends are like, oh, you're Fun Bob. Like when they've met him
Yeah.
along the way. And again, in no way, shape, or form did I expect to be dating him exclusively almost a year later. And we met in the summer.
Ooh, nice segue.
I don't like everybody's pulling out their papers. I was like, we did. Because when I read this, I'm like, well, I don't know if I agree because we met in the summer and it's awesome. But I was super sweaty on our first date, so I don't know.
All right, Emma. So, oh my gosh, Amanda, you told us a lot.
I did, and you're like, shut up a minute.
No, we like the stories because that's how our listeners. We're all
It's the
single,
real world.
and we want to
You're
learn.
not.
I'm not, but we want to learn from you.
You're
We
not
wanna
what?
Single,
Oh.
but we want to
Single.
learn from you. Our listeners want to
I
learn from
am,
people.
though.
And
Emma's precious for everybody that's listening.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Y'all should date Emma because she's darling.
okay, Emma, go. What's up with this article here?
Is it harder to date in the summer? Is it?
Answer.
You know?
What do you think?
I read the article, and there.
No. Just give me your unbiased
No,
article opinion.
I would say yes and no. For some of the reasons which we will note. But I kind of alluded to it earlier. I think it just kind of depends on where you are in your own world, in your universe, in your relationship stat. Oh, shit, sorry.
It's okay.
I'm ruffling y'all want to hear me ruffling my papers? But yes, there can be, and I will preface that with way back when I used to travel all the time for my job before texting. And
I remember those days.
email was barely, you know what I'm saying? Like if you met somebody, you're like, oh, it's great. You went on 2 or 3 dates, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. You couldn't text, you couldn't FaceTime, right?
Right.
So some of those things from back when I was younger and traveled all the time, it made it hard to keep a connection. Some of these summertime things, like travel and schedules and stuff, can certainly play into, oh, we had this momentum, and then
Yeah.
you went to Europe for 18 days like I just did.
Zorric,
Yeah.
what about you?
Is it harder
In the summer than any other season?
No, it's the same.
When did you meet your girlfriend?
I met her 6 months ago.
Which was what month?
Winter is coming. Winter.
Winter came, winter
Was that
left.
a Game of Thrones reference?
Yes. I can't get into it
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
I
But
just thought it was. I was like, is that a weird Game of Thrones?
but I think
Did you watch?
Well, duh.
Okay,
of
good.
course. Okay, good. You're on the good side.
You're
now.
on the
Some
good
people are like, no, I didn't. And we're like, what?
Some people
That'd
that
be
are
a
like,
alien?
whole nother podcast.
some people that are like friends with us that like to think that they're friends with us, never watched it, so they're kind of on the shun list. You know who you are.
Yeah. But I think it's not harder.
Oh, it's not too late.
It's not harder. I think it's the same. What do you think, Emma?
I agree. So for me, summer has always been like the time when like I kind of date a little more. And it has been more like summer flings. Because I prefer the heat than
Do
the
you,
winter.
huh?
I don't like being cold. Once it's cold, I get a chill in my bone, and it doesn't go away until spring.
What do you like the heat? Like, why? Tell me.
Have you not seen how brown I am lately?
You like the heat, huh?
Have you not seen how like tanner I've gotten? in,
Okay,
like,
I'm
2
talking about a
weeks?
different heat, like
Oh,
sexual
I know. I'm
heat.
ignoring you. Totally 100% ignoring you.
Okay, what does this first point say here?
So the first one is, like Amanda pointed out, that we travel a lot in the summer, which is true. All of a sudden, especially like for whatever reason, we think that like summer break, we're kind of stuck in that mentality of like school, summer break. And so this is when we want to travel. This is when we want to go out and do things. And so we're always traveling. We're going on vacations, especially if you have if you're going on family vacations, like you may not have kids, but like your family does. And so like this is the time that they can all travel. So this is what you do. A lot of family reunions also happen around the summertime. So
A lot of work cycle, like for me, but I know a lot of other folks too, like their work cycle slows down more in the
Yes,
summer.
uh-huh.
So that just tends to be like, well, I'm going to go on this trip or go see my
Right.
mom for a week or whatever, because others are gone, that their work cycle slows down a little bit. So that's when they feel like they can take the time off to be
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
And so what's funny, because when I did private practice, summer was always one of my slowest times.
Oh.
Because I had families that would like leave and like go out of country or go on vacation.
Sure.
And so like I had to run around on like families that I was seeing, because it was like they would come see me for 2 sessions. Oh, well, I'm leaving for like 6 weeks, so I can't see you
To the
anymore.
Hamptons
Okay. All right. Bye.
with the Kardashians.
Yes.
Who
Our
was
favorite.
that?
Our favorite.
I don't know who they are.
I know you do.
So,
In the Hamptons.
so Amanda, it's hot outside. It's very hot.
It is.
And, going on these like patio dates, man, it's like you sit outside for like 10 minutes or
Yeah.
10 seconds and you're just drenched in sweat. So what do you think about dating in sweat?
Sweaty dating.
What do you think about that?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A story just popped in my head.
I was just thinking about like a sweaty balls from like SNL, because that's exactly
Right.
what I'm thinking
Well,
about right now.
I had to laugh. Are y'all going to reference this specifically, the article that we
Yeah,
all
go
kind
for
of
it,
reviewed?
yeah.
Well, so we read this article about like dating during the summer months. Is it harder? And one of the points was, and I wrote above it, was summer sweat stinks. So it's like, I blew out my hair and I'm just going to look like a wet dog and I'm all sweaty. And do I want to like cuddle up with somebody if I'm all sweaty? And I wrote above it, come on. If that's your reason, you've got some issues. That's why we have showers. So, because it's true, like you go on a date and you're like, oh gosh, when I have a patio date or whatever. But I wasn't adverse to be like, oh yeah, let's sit inside because I don't want to
Freeze.
look, but I don't look gross, whatever. But I did. I met my boyfriend in August.
Ooh,
Whoa.
that's like a hot month.
Now we didn't sit outside. It was randomly. It had rained that day.
Oh.
So they had closed we had gone where there was a patio, but they had closed it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't closed. They hadn't wiped anything down yet, so it was still wet. So we did sit inside. But it was August. So potential, just the humidity alone in
Yeah.
Texas, right? But I had The one time, I know y'all are going to be really impressed. The one time I got ghosted, I know. You hear that silence?
Just one time?
Yeah.
You're like a unicorn.
I'm Amanda DeGraff, and I'm
Well,
only been
I'm not
ghosted,
talking,
like,
when I say
one
ghosted,
time.
first of all, I even tell people, like, I even put in my profile, I'm like, I treat people how I want to be treated. So I don't ghost people. Like, even if I'm not interested, unless you were just a complete dick, I'm not going to ghost you. I did actually sneak out of the back of a restaurant one time. Because the person was such a horrible human.
Oh, my
But
Oh.
I'm talking like going out with somebody, several dates over a couple of months, and then they just like disappeared, ghosted. Like, that's weird. Like, what does that mean? But that person, I don't let people come to my house or know where I live or anything, like at least like date 3. Like, not that they can't find you if they really want to, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we had like, I can't remember exactly the logistics, but we had like met, but he's like on my side of town, like he lived north, and he had Ubered or something. And so I'm like, well, we can Uber to my house and you can call an Uber. But I have a big front porch. I have a couch on my porch, not like in a weird way. Like it's supposed to be. It's a big porch. It's supposed
It's
to have
like
a couch
an
on it.
outdoor couch.
Yes, it's supposed to be. The people go, really? You have a sofa on your porch? I'm like, no, it's supposed to be.
Yes.
There. I wouldn't let him come in my house. I'm like, sorry, bro. So we sat on my sweaty couch on my front porch. We made out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you go inside the house for like a potty break or something? Or you just
Nope.
No?
Like we called his
Trooper.
Uber. I'm like, nope.
Well, I mean, do you really need to use the restroom if you're outside, like, sweating?
I'm just saying. I was like, no, I'm just not. That's not where I'm at with this situation. I mean, we like made out and stuff a little bit on my little front porch couch, but I was like, it's hot. Too bad. Like, nope, not going to my house.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, like, when we go out to patios, I always feel like they do a really good job of, like, having some kind of like air conditioning, even if it's just like like fans or misters. Or
Right,
something.
right.
Like something is happening that helps you stay cool. So thank you, Dallas.
Well,
Yeah.
and you do wear, and what did it say on the article? It's like, and you wear less clothes and you're showing more skin. And I mean, you're not wearing a turtleneck. I mean, you're wearing like
No.
your tank top and whatever.
And like summer clothing is just like made for summer. I mean, you're gonna sweat no matter what. And honestly, like if you wear deodorant and you wear like the good kind of deodorant and you put enough perfume, your sweat's not gonna smell.
well,
If you showered.
I'm just going to call it like it is. So they're like, oh, you're all sweaty. So if your dating goal, is the hookup, right?
You're gonna get
like,
sweaty anyway.
well, then just go take a shower before you hook up. I mean, come on. Like, you've already, like, crossed the boundary of, like, hey, we're just hooking up. It's fine. You can be like, yo, can I, like, jump in your shower real quick? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's not.
And sometimes I'm like, hey, let's take a shower. Because,
See?
After
Maybe
you-
on a first date, that is actually after, like, what do you do and where you're from? It's
Yeah.
like, do you want to take a shower? That's my third question.
So number 3 here in the article, it says it's fling
fling
season, y'all.
season.
And it says that like in summer you're more prone to short-term
I
stuff.
think we're just feeling really good about ourselves. The
Yeah.
sun's out. We're getting all the vitamin D.
Yep.
We're like, we have longer days. Like the sun's not setting. Like it's 8:30 and the sun is like barely setting. Like I can't wait for the summer equinox. I'm probably gonna go find some fairies on Friday night with my niece. It'll be great.
Do you
fun.
think it's because we're always like meeting people at pool parties and patio parties or
Yes,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
and like we're drinking, we're dehydrated,
Yeah.
we're in the pool, we're like cooling off, and we're like, woohoo! You're hot, I'm hot. Let's get together.
Uh-huh.
Generally speaking, I think people are more social. I mean, Dallas, we have we have all these weird like,
Right.
little patches of weather, right? We can have these amazing patio days
I mean,
in the middle of
'cause
February.
Look at how like crazy our June has been. Like how like
the rain. Can it not rain during the week? What the hell?
Yeah.
It's raining on Saturday. We have a pool party. Like, oh, what? It's beating me down. But it's, I mean, I do. Like, we're just more social. And even Bob said, like, we were, I don't know, several weeks ago, like, oh, like Memorial Day, his friends have a big kind of opening summer party. And, like, I want to go and you want to come, whatever. And he goes, it seems like, he says this, my friends kind of hibernate in the fall and winter. Like they all
Yep.
kind of come out. He goes, I
Uh-huh.
don't want you to think that I've been like keeping you like hidden
Secluded.
away. Like I
Yeah,
don't want you to
yeah.
meet my friend. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
Yeah.
they just tend to just be kind of more dormant
Yeah.
in the cooler months. And now it's spring and summer and they're wanting to come out and patio and pool and
If I could be a bear,
that'd be a great bear.
if I could be a bear in the fall and winter, and like eat all I wanted in fall, right? Like just eat. And then like winter, just like sleep all the winter and be like nice and warm and like my house and not have to go out, just stay in the heat and then come out in the springtime again. I'd be perfectly okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, oh, you need to take a half day because the sun's out. Like, let's go to a patio right now. See, I'm self-employed, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to need... sun's out on Friday, but not Saturday. Like, honey, you need to take a half day. Like, let's go. Like, we need some sun. I need it. I get that.
I get antsy when the sun's out. I'm like, I need to go out too.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the seasonal affective disorder? What is it?
Seasonal affective something.
Yeah. Like, like it when it rains
I
so much and stuff.
legit happens.
Huh.
I have that.
Me too. I legit have that.
Oh my gosh, you guys are best friends now.
I mean, I get so like when it rained for 40 days and 40 nights or 2 weeks, whatever.
Right,
but it was the worst. I was like, I do not live in Seattle. I'm about to kill myself. Like I was so cranky, and my SO is the same way. We're like, God, this rain sucks. I can't stand it. Like Texas. Oh, but climate change isn't a thing.
Oh no! I was joking with my friend on Sunday because we were watching soccer all day. And so it's like the rain happened, and I was like, but like global warming isn't like really real because if global warming happened, like it wouldn't be like 80 degrees in June. And she just looked at me. I was like, I'm joking. And she's like, oh, okay.
It's called facetious. Get a dictionary.
So this last one here is it's wedding season.
It is wedding season because all our friends are getting engaged, and my best friend just got married.
Oh my gosh! Stop crying. Okay, so Amanda, what do you think about wedding season? Because it is.
Well, it is. I mean, I'm kind of in that because I'm a little older than you guys, and so like I'm in that friend. I have friends of all different groups and around different interests and all these things and varying ages, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I get hit with the wedding here and there, but as far as like the consistent wedding season, I'm now into like the second weddings. So people don't have as big one. Yeah. I'm just saying, like friends have been divorced, whatever. But it's funny because I certainly see lots of people going to weddings, destination weddings. So again, you put the travel and the wedding thing together, right? You're out of town. But to have a summer wedding in Dallas, Texas, what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, I'm not. I don't want a summer wedding.
Nobody wants a sweaty bride. A sweaty bride's not cute.
Have you guys met a man at a wedding before?
No.
Like a wedding.
Like a wedding boyfriend?
No,
like a vacation boyfriend?
Well, just like a wedding. You're going by yourself, and then you just meet someone at the wedding.
Sure.
No.
Yeah?
Sure.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm delightful.
Well,
actually,
I mean, obviously,
at a party,
we know that.
I'm just saying, but sure, I've had like a wedding boyfriend before. Sure.
My friend invited me to her wedding in the fall, so I'm gonna text her after.
You're gonna look for a wedding boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, will you have a wedding boyfriend for me?
Where are the single guys? Are the groomsmen like?
Because
what's the sitch?
all of the friends that are going to the wedding are all in relationships.
Yeah.
And it's just me being single.
I really think unless like,
I hope she lets me bring a +1.
But see, here's the thing, like. That's funny that you say that. Excellent segue, Emma. Because I feel like to just take like a date, unless it's like your very like serious relationship, whatever, to a wedding, it's a beat down.
It is.
I mean, I would be like, I'm just going to go to this, honey, and I get extra points for this. I'm just going to go. Because especially if they don't know the people, right? Yeah. So they're like, this is my work. Unless like they're going to have a badass band. Like, what I'm saying? Like, if it's just like
Elton John.
I have to go to this wedding.
Elton
I don't
John
need to have a date.
Playing Elton John.
But if they're going to have an awesome band, it's going to be a really fun party situation. They're like, yeah, come. But sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to go and just pay my dues.
Yeah.
And do my thing and support my friend. Now, destination wedding, different story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to meet somebody.
It can be.
Yeah.
I think I'm feeling at this point that I like really just want to go by myself because it's like my friends are going. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I'm really not going to be like on my own.
Right.
Like I might be playing, what's her face? Not Colette, but whoever sings on my own from Les Mis in the corner by myself after like 3 bottles of wine.
Have you caught any bouquets?
God, no.
What?
Oh, no.
But see, I'm the girl that would stand like not in the group, like in the corner, and it would still hit me. Like it would still like
like
catapult it.
I'm always like, I'm so sorry, I'm in the buffet line, or I need to use the restroom.
Yeah, I'm in the hallway, and it still would manage to like come to me. Like, I'm not. I don't.
And then it's always like, anytime like it's a family wedding, mom's like, hurry up, just go. And I'm like, I don't understand Spanish right now. I don't know what you're saying to me.
Okay. I will say my friends were so, when I did get married and had a wedding, and it was, the venue was smaller, right? So my sister stood up with me. My mother was a minister, so my mom married us.
Oh, that's so cool.
And gave me my high school diploma because she was president of the school board when I graduated from high school.
Oh, my gosh.
I know, right? Like a little bit of an overachiever mom, whatevs. And then my ex-husband's dad stood up with him. So it was just a little, like, not even as big as this room. So my friends, very good friends, I was like, they all were like, loved me because I didn't make them be bridesmaids and wear matching dresses and all that. And they gave us like a wonderful like couple shower party because they didn't have to buy dresses and shoes and stuff and all like match or whatever. And even my sister, I was like, look, this is the color that I'd like. I don't care what you wear. Like, this is the color. And I was with her when she picked it. But that's the way to keep your friends. It's like, don't make them all match and wear matching dresses and spend all that money. Just say, you're my honorary. I want to have a party with you, bachelorette, whatever. But they were like, you're our best friend ever, because I didn't make them do that.
Yeah, I think when you're younger, that's important.
For
But when
sure.
you're
I
older,
think my friends still expect that from me, and I totally plan on giving that to them.
Oh, what was that movie, that 27 Dresses, where she had everybody she ever had to be in their wedding line up in all those dresses? That's what,
Katherine Heigl.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
that was funny. Like, I was in your wedding and you're going to wear it and you're going to come and it'd be awesome.
And you're going to enjoy wearing this ugly dress that you made me wear.
But truly, like, venue, and if you do destination, makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
But as far as like it being wedding season, I think it totally just depends on where you live. In Texas, for a Texas wedding in Dallas, Texas, is it as heavily wedding? Maybe not as it might be for people who live in
East
California,
Coast,
or Colorado, or some of these other states. Like if their wedding is local, surely that's more of a hit, and it hits your finances and it hits your time.
So Emma, what's your wrap up here about dating in the summer?
I am a fan of it. I think you guys all know that I am a summer girl. Technically, I'm not born in the summer because it's not until the 21st. But I still like to pretend that I am a summer baby, even though technically I'm a spring baby. So yeah, I love dating in the summer. It's a lot more fun for me. Plus, like, because for me, like, okay, so like in the winter, I can't show my cleavage. Like, I can't show my cleavage.
Yes, you can.
I'm not going to freeze my boobs off. Okay, Amanda, but I don't want to freeze my boobs off. Like,
you can wear a shirt. You can
I shouldn't be pulling a Katie Holmes in the Batman movies where she's like, just nip. You know?
No, that's not cute.
Exactly. So I love about summer because I just get to like show my shoulders. I get to show cleavage. I get to like show how tan I am. It's amazing. I love it. Okay. Yes to summer dating.
Okay, yes to summer dating. Amanda, what do you have to take away?
I'm yes to summer dating too. Yeah. Again, I think it all depends on kind of where you are in your dating journey. I did meet my now Bob in August, so I'm pro. Am I allowed to ask a question?
Ask a question.
Always ask questions.
So I know we have a relationship here, but Emma, do you have any prospects?
No.
Nope. Nobody like in the queue?
I keep asking her. I'm like,
we haven't talked about it at all, so I had to ask anybody in the queue.
No.
Okay, I'm just curious. So I mean, I'm pro. I mean, again, I think it's, and I think as long as you're transparent about what your objectives are when you start dating in the summer, like, hey, I'm just having fun, I'm pro.
So one of my friends that was with me last night, oh gosh, I forgot what even the conversation was, because I am known in the summer, like, to just be like, are you over 21? Okay, let's make out. And then I'll just like make out with this person.
Very high bar here.
Yeah, right? Just, are you over 20? Are you legal? That's all I care about. Are you legal? Let's make out. Great. Like, do I know your name? No.
Am I going to jail?
Right. I don't want to go to jail is the only thing. So yeah. So I forgot what the thing was, but my friend just looked at me. She was like, really, Emma? Person who makes out with random strangers in the corner? And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. What's your point?
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So Amanda, I
have more fun in the summer.
Yeah,
Yes,
we do. So for the people who are single, our listeners, we're all single.
Not you.
Well, not me, but I would say 80% of our listeners are single.
Okay. Yeah.
What would you tell them, about the journey? Are there any tidbits or advice you can give?
Sure. I would say, as I dated, married, divorced, dated again. I think two things. Like, don't be in a hurry. Like, I hear guy friends say to me a lot, like, they meet a girl and they're like, well, what do you want? Like, what are you looking for? What do you want? Well, somebody says that to me. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't even met you yet. Like, especially if you meet on an app, right? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe we might be best friends. I've actually introduced somebody I met on an app to a friend who I thought would be a better match for that.
Oh.
So I don't know what I want because I haven't met you, right? I don't know if we're going to be friends or date or just, be casual or whatever. So just like leave yourself open to that. Like not to have expectations about what you think you want or be in a rush. And I read it somewhere, talked to my therapist about it. It has been paramount in my current relationship. Again, we talked about kind of those basic expectations, like honesty and respect, like things any normal human wants, is to accept, not expect.
Oh, that's so deep.
Right? I'm so deep right now.
So-
Because it is, again, basic reasonable expectations in a relationship or dating. Yes, of course. But you decide what you can live with when you meet, like, he does this, or he's kind of not a great planner or whatever, but you decide you're going to accept it and you decide that you can't and not expect that to be different. So I don't know. I feel really strongly, and I feel like I get that in return, like for myself too. So I think I don't know. I wasn't trying to be deep, but I think it's a pretty big thing because we put so many expectations on how we want to be treated, especially if we've had our heart broken.
We have a lot of rules.
Right.
A lot of rules.
And the check boxes. Like, I have so many girlfriends that have the checklist
Hold on.
you have to be this, and this. And I'm like, but really? Like, that's so, you're putting yourself in a box. You can't possibly do that.
Do you remember what I told you I was doing Monday?
Were you making a checklist?
No.
Masturbating.
It deals with Zorric. Oh. So I was like cleaning and organizing. Yeah, boob grace.
Side boob.
Side boob.
They almost made me choke my line again.
So I was like cleaning and organizing my living room and in my desk. So I was like cleaning out stuff because I was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. You're going to be upset about this maybe. But I'm like, I did it because I didn't want you to read it. So I found this checklist that I created. I think I was like 21, 23.
Where is that checklist?
Why do we not have this on a PowerPoint presentation right now?
It's torn into little pieces. So I created 3 note cards. 3 note cards. I'm not joking. Because at the time, one of my friends said, if you put what you want, like perks, and what you don't want, and you write it down, like, this is what God's going to give you, right? Because it was like a religious thing. And I was like, okay, that's great. Because I'm like under 23, I'm naive and, impressionable. And I just, like, at that point, I thought I was going to be married by 30. Haha, joke's on me. So I created a list of things that, like, I definitely needed. So, like, my wants were all green. My perks were all yellow. And then I had a list of all things in red. There were things I could not have.
Everybody's got deal breakers. That's totally there should be.
Those are my deal breakers. Sure. So I definitely had. So I'll tell you what someone.
Give us like one or two.
So one of my perks was because I had just gone to Spain, and in Spain I met these 2 beautiful Scottish men who spoke Spanish. Okay, so they had the beautiful like Scottish accent in English, and then they spoke to me in that beautiful like Castellano Spanish, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. Except
where's the yummy sound effect?
Except that they were gay, so I was like, I'm crushed. I was like, I'm crushed.
Like that.
And no, I went to eat at their restaurant like 3 times. Oh my gosh, one of them had like the most beautiful eye. Oh, okay. Anyways, so I remember like leaving that trip, and so like I had like it would be great if I married like a Scottish Spaniard. Like I don't have to marry one, but if I did,
That's a
that
perk.
would be great. That is a perk. And when I went to Scotland, I was like hitting on every Scottish man. I was like, "You're Scottish? Okay, I'm Texan, and I'm like Latin, so I think that we should have babies." Basically,
You have Scottish, Spanish babies.
yeah, Scottish, Spanish, babies.
Spanish-speaking babies.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, so that was one of the things. Definitely he has to be taller than me, which is not difficult, right? I think one of the other like things is that he had to get along with my family.
Well, sure.
Because like that's just like it just has to happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What I think
What
one
was
of
deal
them
breakers
like,
though?
Crap. I think like being in debt.
But how much though? Student loans.
I don't remember. No,
Well,
I don't
that
think
age,
student loans
everybody's
count.
kinda,
Right? Yeah, student
debt.
loans don't count for me because I have student loan debt. Gosh, I just remember like student loan debt was one of them.
Sweaty balls.
Yeah, sweaty balls, totally. I think one of the important things for me at the time was like he couldn't be balding.
Yeah.
I was 23,
Okay,
like 23 and under, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know much about the world at
Bob
that time.
is bald.
Which
Oh, he
I
shaves his
love
head.
bald
He wears it
men.
well, though. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I love bald men. Like Jason Statham. Like, oh my gosh, Jason
Rock
Statham
is bald.
could hit this.
He just
anytime
decided. I asked him,
wanted.
like, when did you start shaving your head? He's like, I was like 28. I'm like, were you already bald? He's like, no. He goes, but I knew it was coming. So I just decided just to start owning it.
That's what I would do too.
If you have a nicely shaped head,
Yes.
very nicely shaped head right here
Well, thank
to my
you.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, just own it.
So
Yeah.
deal breaker, real quick. 1 and 2. You got
Me?
any? Yeah.
A deal breaker?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And I shared it just because I didn't want you to see it. That's the only reason why I did it in spite in that moment. I was like, Zorric's never going to see
Damn
these
it.
cards.
You know what? Deal breaker? What? Like at this phase in life, I deal breaker is, well, I have two. My ex-husband was an alcoholic. So my red flag goes up pretty quickly if I sense that. So I'm not really interested in codependency and like any of that. So
Right.
nope. Don't want to get mixed up in that. And secondarily, I would think I'll go have 3. If you're not like not
Do it.
witty, can't laugh at yourself. Like if you're just too serious
Yeah,
about stuff. Like if you can't like just like relax and have some fun. And thirdly, I would say back to like the relationship with your family. If there's a lot of like family drama and just toxicity around you, I had a place in my, I'm like, I can be supportive and kind and be there for you, but I just, that energy, that's a deal breaker for me. And maybe it sounds a little bit like, oh, you don't really care about them if you can't support that. But if you haven't figured out how to manage it or go to therapy, or if you're not willing to take care of yourself to do it, you know what I mean? It's just a toxicity about a person. That's definitely a deal breaker.
Yes.
I think we have not even scratched the surface with Amanda. Because we haven't talked about DCH
Oh
or.
my gosh.
So you have to promise us to come back and.
Oh,
I
can
don't know.
I? So fun.
Yeah.
I have a book. I mentioned to you guys that you guys need to read. I don't want to mention it now because I don't want to give it away. But it is very short. I actually did an audiobook first. A friend recommended it to me.
Okay.
It was written by 2 men, 4 women, technically. And it,
Was it Spencer Burnett?
no, I can't say their names. Their names are like Bob.
Everybody's
Bob. Everybody's Bob. That's just my generic
Bob
name.
and Bobby?
I'm not dating the author of this book. Let me just go ahead and just separate that. But I actually gave away finally to my now significant other a couple of the strategies that I put into play from this. Not consciously, but I had done it a few times, like other
Okay.
people, like some of these strategies from this book for women. And really the book isn't about manipulating or playing a game. It's really just about valuing yourself as a person, as like being a high value person. And like your life is not about being in a relationship or, you know, I'm not complete if I'm not with a guy. And a lot of the things, even
Can you like come to my next family gathering just to like all my
this
family
book,
that?
seriously, I'm gonna audible it to you as soon as we got the facts. I was gonna do it before. I'm like, no, maybe we'll talk about it. I audibled it. Is that a verb?
Yes.
And then
will
I
allow
bought it because it's a really small book. I bought it for several friends who really need to read it. I've actually listened to it over my like post-divorce dating journey more than once, like almost like a meditation, like reminders of like, oh my gosh, you did do that. Like that's crazy. Like you deserve this whatever. And I gave away a couple of my, I don't want to say secrets, but again, subconsciously, I'm like, oh gosh, I kind of did that. Again, not saying any names, but with friends of my significant other now, they're like, oh, so you're, because he has his own history, right? We all have a history.
Right.
And not, wasn't looking for a relationship, and, all girls want to get married. I'm like, well, I'm not all girls. I don't want to marry you. Like, I can be in a relationship with you and not be looking to get married, because I'm not looking to have kids at this point in life or whatever. So I'm fondly referred to as the Bob Whisperer. His name's not Bob, but I am referred to as the Bob Whisperer. Yes, and he even he fully admitted, like, yeah, you whispered me. So, but I was like, you know why? Because anything you did or I did, like we did, and whatever in our relationship was a choice.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So that's like my number one, I don't know, advice takeaway is it's always a choice. Nagging, whining, you did this, you did that. Live your life, do your thing, not around somebody else. It's always a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That is
so
true.
if they don't make the choice to do this or that with you, then somebody else will.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So anyway, I'd love to come back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to audible you both this book, but I don't want to say it. I don't want to steal the thunder, because y'all could probably do 3 shows on it yourselves. It's really fun.
Oh, okay.
It's fun.
Okay,
You'll like it.
We'll promise to come back, please.
Yay.
And
As
then
long as there's still wine.
yeah,
We
there's
drank it
always
all.
wine.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Listeners, we drank it all.
yes, no more.
I did not buy enough. I'm sorry.
I'll bring more next time. I'll bring some of mine next time.
Yes.
All right, Emma, anything else?
No, that's all I have for you guys.
Okay, all right, everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Amanda, for coming by, and
You
we'll
bet.
see you again soon.
Yes.
sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Amanda.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Date Podcast. Please subscribe and review if you liked what you hear. Send us an email at hello@datepodcast.com for any questions, comments, or show topics you'd like for us to discuss. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Most importantly, tell your friends about our show.